Welcome to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. I am National Recruiting Editor Brandon Huffman, and we are going to Des Moines, Washington to take you live for the announcement of Burien, Washington Kennedy Catholic offensive lineman Micah Banuelos in just a moment. But the four-star offensive lineman, the highest rated lineman in the Pacific Northwest, he has narrowed his top three down to Oregon, USC, and Texas A&M. Just a moment, Michael will make his announcement here on the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. But one of those three schools is going to get one of the premier linemen, a guy who has had a terrific spring and summer, earning OL MVP honors at the Under Armour National Recruiting event in Oakland back in May. Also earned an invitation to the Under Armour All-American game, as well as the Polynesian Bowl All-Star game, both in 2023. But before we hear the announcement, we're going to throw it to Des Moines, to Micah and his family, where they're joining us today, where he's getting ready to announce his decision. Micah, thanks for joining us. Welcome. Who you have there? Where are you? And why is today such a significant day for you?
On the left over here is my mom, and on the right over here is my dad. And all right. Oh wait, yeah, vice versa. But I'm at my church right now, and I chose this place because this is where it started, man. This is the ground from where I started, and now all my family is here. And today was a special day because my mom just came back from a funeral from Cali, and we just wanted to make sure that she would be here and all families here too. So yeah.
Now, Micah, take us through the process. You got your first offer a year and a half ago at the end of your sophomore season, and here we are a year and a half later. You've narrowed it down to Oregon, to Texas A&M, and USC. First of all, what was the recruiting process like for you? But also, how did you get to the point where these were your three finalists?
Man, the recruiting process was it was it was it was crazy, man. We've been through a lot of visits, talked to a lot of coaches, but I narrowed down to these three because man, they're here from the start, and a lot of these coaches just keep contact, and they're always asking me just how I've been these past couple of days, and yeah.
So before we get to the announcement, Mike, I know there's a number of people that have been along the ride for you: coaches, trainers, mentors, teachers. I want to give you the opportunity to thank everybody before you make the announcement that everybody is here waiting for.
Yes, sir. First, I want to start off with the verse, Psalms 23, verse 1 through 4. And it goes, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. Thou art with me, thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. And first, I want to thank the man above for the many blessings he has stored in my life. And without him, I'm nothing. And I've dreamed of this moment since I was a boy, and I'm glad to say I'm living the moment. I didn't make it here alone, and I wanted to thank my village, mom, dad, Mariah, Malaysia, Marissa, baby Ori, Margaret, Mzai. Um, Thank you to my pastor and my church family for always being there for me and always just helping me throughout this process. And I'm blessed to have both sets of my grandparents alive still. Thank you, grandma and grandpa on both sides. Thank you to all my aunties, uncles, and cousins on dad's and mom's sides for the love and support. I want to thank Coach Cross, Coach Jones, Coach Maui, Coach Doe, Coach Bobby, Coach Buck, and Coach Drew for pushing me on and off the field. And thank you for my Lancer brothers. I built relationships these past weeks that I'll never forget. Love y'all. Shout out to Tracy Ford as well in the FSP program. Thank you for showing me to never cheat the grind. I also want to give a big thanks to all the coaches who've recruited me throughout these past few years. And the recruiting process hasn't been easy, but it's been a ride. I want to thank Coach Tua Iono and all the Puget Sound Lancers from my Little League coaches and staff for teaching me the fundamentals of football and fun. This has been a ride, but the hardest decision I've made in my life. Tears were shedded when making this decision. And with all that being said, I'll be continue my academic and college career at the University of Southern California.
There it is, a big win for Lincoln Riley and for USC, going at it for yet another offensive lineman in the state of Washington, this one for the Trojans. Now, Mike, when I talked early on in the recruiting process, one of your first offers came from Josh Henson at Texas A&M. He has then since gone to the University of Southern California. You mentioned that the relationship with Coach Henson has always been a key. How big was that relationship in you making your final decision?
Man, Coach Henson has been there from the start. He was at A&M, at SEC school, and for him to offer me, and just right when he left the program and transferred to USC, he hit me right away and he offered me. And just for him to stay throughout that process showed a lot. And just the USC coaching staff and Lincoln Riley and the strength conditioning coaches, I know that they're gonna get me right these next years.
A few weeks ago, it looked like Oregon was making a run to get you. And after getting Josh Connolly a year ago, it looked like for the second straight year, they were going into the state of Washington to get the top offensive lineman in the state. But USC in the last couple of weeks has made a big push. You mentioned that USC's move to the Big Ten also played a role in that. Was that something that really started to factor into your decision?
Oh, for surely. For USC to join the Big Ten, it was just like the cherry on top. We're just going to have more competition. And so on.
One of the big things in your decision too, Micah, was the opportunity to be able to play with several Polynesian players. You went down there on an official visit a couple weeks ago, and you said that a few of those guys were recruiting you. Now a couple of those guys are still left to be making their decisions. Are you now going to turn into a recruiter for USC?
Yes, sir. First, I'm coming for you, Alani. I'm gonna recruit you hard, and I'm gonna make sure you're a Trojan. So, yes, sir.
Mom and Dad, I know you guys have been along this entire road. You've been a whole part of this process for Micah. Parents, what are your feelings about Micah choosing USC and this opportunity that he's got to go to Los Angeles and play football in college there?
I think the school speaks for itself. Just great tradition, great education. So we're excited. It's the whole package.
Mom, how about you?
I'm just glad it's over. Yeah.
All right. Well, a significant recruiting win here for USC going into the state of Washington, landing their second player from the Evergreen State. Mike will be joining his good friend and FSP teammate Cade Eldridge at USC. You heard him say some names of guys that he's going to be recruiting. We're going to be able to watch Micah his senior year at Kennedy Catholic, as well as in both the Under Armour All-American game and the Polynesian Bowl. Micah, one last time, you can flash that fight on and show the USC fans what they can get used to seeing from you these next couple of years.
Yes, sir. Fight on.
Well, a big win for Lincoln Riley, for Josh Henson, to be able to go in. And after losing Josh Connolly in the 2022 class, to bounce back in the 2023 class to get the commitment from Micah Banuelos. He joins a star-studded class at USC. Malachi Nelson, Zachariah Branch, two of the headliners on that team, in that class. Makai Lemon, Tackett Curtis, who just joined the mix a week ago. Micah Banuelos, he'll be playing with Malachi Nelson, Makai Lemon in Orlando at the Under Armour All-American game, as well as at the Polynesian Bowl. But USC is getting one of the most versatile offensive linemen in the West in Micah Banuelos. He's played left tackle for Kennedy Catholic. He protected for Sam Heward, who was a lefty when he was a sophomore. Last year, he blocked for Devin Forehand, a righty. So he's able to block for both sides. He can play left side. He can play on the right side. We think he's going to slide inside, be either a guard or a center at the next level for USC. But what they're getting is a player who's got the athleticism, the ability to play tackle if he needs to, but he's got the strength and the size inside to be an effective interior offensive lineman, whether that is as a guard, whether that's as a center. But a big win for USC. As we said earlier, Oregon seemed to be the school out in front after he had the official visit there at the end of June. He visited Texas A&M back in April. They were in the Final Three, but this was really an Oregon-USC battle for Banuelos down the stretch. And Lincoln Riley, the new to become Big Ten USC Trojans, were able to get the commitment from Banuelos, and they get themselves a four-star offensive lineman who's an All-American in their 2023 class. A big win for Lincoln Riley and for the Trojans. Well, thanks for tuning in to the 24/7 Sports YouTube channel. For Micah Banuelos and his family, for everybody watching, for our producers and everybody back producing this show, I'm Brandon Huffman. Thanks for tuning in.